I got into antique, and I worked in public education for the El Paso School District, and my neighbor, he was a flea market buff. So I started going with him every Saturday and Sunday mornings, and I was buying things that I knew I could resell. And then it kind of became a hobby, and I would once a month or so, I'd go to the flea market and I'd sell the stuff that I bought. And then little by little, we started to get a shop. About 26 years ago, we started down on Donovan Drive in the middle buildings. And after 5 years of having to be there 6 days, 7 days a week, we decided to move to the Whoopee Bowl, which you don't have to really be here if you don't want to, because we pay our rent and they sell things for us here. So I've been doing it now for 22 years here at the Whoopee Bowl. So it's a good story on this Whoopee Bowl. The gentleman that owns it, his name is Al Knock. He's 83 years old. This has been a lifelong dream of his. He came from Detroit, Michigan, and he moved down to El Paso. He came down here, I think, to buy a bunch of aluminum to sell up in Detroit, and he met his wife down here. So once he met his wife down here, he moved everything he had. He was in the upholstery business, Corvette upholstery business. He took 17 18-wheelers of equipment to come down here to start his business. He dreamed about this. Most of the stuff that you'll find outside and inside is all his. I'd say so. Half of the stuff is his, and this is a large place, but half of it's his stuff. When Al was a young kid in Detroit, there was some sort of a business or a park or something called a Whoopee Bowl. And he remembered that years later when he decided to open up a shop. He said, I used to love going to that Whoopee Bowl, so I think I'm going to call my place the Whoopee Bowl. Everybody says that when you're in this junk business, it's a disease. It's the hunt of looking for something. There are times when I used to sell on eBay too, and I would find something, even in here, I'd walk around and I'd buy something, I'd turn around and sell it on eBay and make 4 or 5 times what I paid for it. So the excitement, I guess, is the hunt of finding something good. And for me, it started out as a hobby, and then after I retired after 34 years with the school district, it's become, I come 3 or 4 times a week at least, and I hang out here. If I'm here, I can sell my stuff because it's mine. I can give what discounts I want, and you get to meet the people. The people come from all over the United States. They come in. Not only all over the United States, they come from all over the world. I've had customers from Germany, from France, from Australia, from China, Japan. There's guys that come in here regularly from Japan. They look for old blue jeans. They buy everything. They take it back with them, So in this particular building, almost anything you want to find, you can find in here, because with, I said, over 40 dealers, and then the entire second floor is, one dealer. I don't have a specific thing that I look for my booth, but I have certain things. Anything that's old sports memorabilia, I was a coach for like 12 years before I went into administration in the school district. So I like old sports memorabilia. I like old pocket knives. I like coins. I used to, before people started hoarding the coins, people would come in and sell me their silver coins, and I had a showcase full of silver coins. And jewelry. I like, here in the Southwest, you can find a lot of silver turquoise jewelry. So those are the things I look for. But if you look in my booth, I have a little bit of everything. So if the price is right, buy it and it will sell. Well, I'm going to give you a quote from the owner of this place. He says that once this freeway is done, this place is going to be hopping, because there's so much stuff in here. It's going to be easy, accessible, and people are still going to be buying antiques. It's a way of life, Because everyone's out for the hunt. They come in here, they don't know what they're going to buy when they walk through that front door. And then by the time they make the loop all the way around this store, there's got to be something that they're going to see that they like. And spontaneously, they'll buy it. Well, I will say this, that the people who run this basically are a family type operation, but they leave it up to the manager, Roger, who makes mostly all the decisions. But you couldn't ask for better people to work for. They're easy to get along with. There's no pressures in here. Nobody ever has any problems with anybody in here. I've been here 22 years, and every time I'm here, everything runs smoothly. Originally, I'm from New England on the North Shore, about 12 miles outside of Boston, a small town called Swampscott, Massachusetts. I came here to Fort Bliss in the 60s. I got stationed at Fort Bliss, stayed here. When I went home, stayed home for 1 year, and I told my mom, I'm moving. She goes, oh, you're getting an apartment? I go, no, I'm going back to El Paso, Texas. And I've been here for 51 years now. So 2 kids, 10 grandchildren, and 9 great-grandchildren, so I'm not going anywhere. This is my home now.